Hello techies. Welcome to our brand new video series focused on helping you get the most of your experiences in life. Before we start the video, let's know about Upptalk. Upptalk is a live, interactive platform for software training, furnishing robust personalities who could take on universal business platforms.
Today we will be starting MDF object, that is, Metadata Framework. So already when we started with Employee Center, we have seen how the object, MDF object the record is created with the help of managed data and import and export data. Correct. Yes. So we go and create the legal entity business units, right? First of all we have to create a record. But when you see for creating a record those fields which are there under each object, that also has to be defined somewhere. If that is not defined, how you will go and create a record for managed data? Correct. So before integration, these MDF objects were also a part of FO, that is, Foundation Object. Correct, and their fields were also a part of Foundation Object. That was the reason it was earlier defined it in the XML. Okay, that is in the Corporate Data XML. Corporate Data Model. Okay, in the XML. After the data migration, after the migration of the object from the FO to the MDF, what SAP has done? They created a new object that is known as a metadata framework. And this object, whatever the object which has been migrated in MDF, we can able to configure those objects and the field from the front-end system, that is, from the instance system, that are going from the XML. Okay. So there is no dependency now to go into the provisioning and define the object and the field from the provisioning side. Okay, so the object can be defined from the front-end system, that is, in the instance system. Up to here, it is clear. Yes. Okay. So for defining the objects and the fields, these objects and the fields are defined in a configuration tool that is known as a configure object definition. Okay. So configuration tool. So a configure object definition is a tool in the front end, that is, in the instance where we can able to define the any standard objects and the field in the front-end system. Okay. So when we go into the instance system, we will have a more clarity. So I'm going into the instance, that is, the front-end system. And when I go into the instance, the configuration tool for going and seeing for any MDF object, either it is a standard MDF object or it is a custom MDF object, the configuration tool is configure. What is the name? Configure object definition. Okay. Configure object definition. This is the tool which we are using for creating and maintaining all the MDF objects. Both the standard as well as the custom one. Is it clear? Yes. So when I click on the configure object definition, it will take me to a page. And meanwhile what I will do, I will also duplicate a screen and I will open manage data also. So that I can show you parallel. First we will go to the interface. We will go with an overview. Then all the fields, all the tabs we will try to elaborate in detail. Okay. So Manage Data is a tool, configuration tool which we are using for creating the records. Correct. Okay. So here I can able to go and see for business unit, right? Okay. So I can see where I can select any of the record for the business unit. When I will go and select a record, what all I can see, the start date, business area, ID area, name, description, all these fields also I can see, right? Yes. Am I correct? Yes. Okay, so from where it is coming? It is coming from the place that is called as a configure object definition. Okay. So once you log in into configure object definition, you will see that the data is coming from a point now. Okay, so I want to open the device. I want to do one more experiment. I have been R.A. Arun from Micro Business Unit in Bollywood. We are going to do a video in this series. Static story. Okay. Here where I have to go and set the data. End start date here, right? Next we will scale it up a little bit, so I have selected the IBSP01. So we will discuss on this section. First I am going into the overview, make correction. So upper part, we will have a discussion right now before going here. You can see there is a field section here. Right, so under the field section when you go here you can see the external code name description, effective date it starts coming. Right name description everything. It starts coming. The same thing here also, you can see. It will be showing. Okay, where you can see the ID, the name, description and everything. Okay, so when we were discussing the XML, if you remember, XML was having HRIS elements and the HRIS fields, right? Yes. HRIS element, and I told you that each HRIS element and each HRIS field is divided into two parts. That is ID and HRIS, and we should not do any changes in the ID because that is the standard one. We can make the changes in the label. Same thing applies here also. Okay, when you go here, whatever the UI, that is, when you see the record here, whatever the fields which you are seeing here, this is the label which you are seeing. Okay, labels for that particular field. Okay, not the IDs. So from where these labels are coming. When you go here you can see. It will start with the external code name description. This is the standard one. These are the IDs. Okay. These are the IDs which is showing here. If you want to see the label in front of this external code, can you see the details here? Yes. Click on the detail here and here. When you scroll down you can see the label here, Business Area ID. Okay. So here you can see Business Area ID. Okay. So whenever you go into Configure Object Definition, select an object and go under the Field section. You can see it will start with an external code. Okay, so external code, which you are seeing here. This is the ID, this is the standard one. Okay, by default it will be coming in the system. We should not go and change it. But if you want to make any correction, we can do it. The label part, because that is the same. That is the thing which will be reflecting in the managed data. Okay. Okay.